What's up guys, welcome back. So today's video, oh my god, as I break the product that I'm about to be using. So today's video, as I promised, is going to be a first impressions review on the Natasha Denona Foundation X. This foundation retails for $45 and you get 1.01 fluid ounces in here. I have the shade number 20, which is light beige and it has a yellow undertone to it. There's a total of 11 shades in this foundation, so not the best range, but it's not terrible. So it claims to be full coverage. It's good for sensitive, normal, dry, combination, oily skin. It has a radiant finish, and it says it's long-lasting, full coverage, radiant foundation that doesn't set into fine lines, leaves the skin with a naturally radiant, flawless finish. So I've heard that this is very comparable to Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation, which is one of my all-time favorites. So if this is going to give me a little bit more of a radiant, luminous finish, I'm kind of all for that right now because this is making my skin look a little bit dry at the moment. I'm really excited to be trying this out. I've seen one video that was not so great and then another one that like they absolutely love the foundation, so I kind of have like a 50-50 idea in my head of like what to expect, but I also am gonna give it a fair chance and not just go off of the reviews that I've seen. Online it has a 3.7 out of 5. A lot of the reviews are 4 or 5 stars, but again there are some negative reviews on it. The one negative review that I found on it said that it was like it just looked really patchy on the skin and it didn't look good, and it was just like bunching up on the skin. So I am actually going out to West Hollywood today and I'm gonna get my hair cut, so I'm gonna wear this throughout the day and we shall see how it ends up looking at the end of the day. I think I said everything I need to say about the foundation, so I'm gonna go ahead and just get started. I'm gonna use my normal primers that I know work for my skin. Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water first, the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with anti-acne treatment, and I'm gonna go ahead and use a beauty blender on one side of my face and a flat top kabuki on the other side, so we can see a comparison. Even though I do like the beauty blender most of the time, I'm just gonna go ahead and see what happens with the brush. And then I'm taking the Smashbox Photo Finish Pore Minimizing Primer, and that's gonna go like right here where the majority of my pores are. I don't know if the shade is going to match me. Like I said, I have the shade 20, which is light beige with yellow undertones. It even says the undertone on the bottom of the bottle, so that's a really nice addition to the product. I've seen on other videos already that it looks like this foundation kind of oxidizes, so if this is too light, hopefully it oxidizes to match me. Okay, so this was like 1.5 pumps of the foundation and this is what it looks like. As you can see, it's a pretty thick texture and it's not moving too much on my hand. It is a little bit, but not much. It's not super runny. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on one side of my face. I'm gonna put it on the side and we're gonna use the beauty blender. I don't know how much I need. I'm just gonna put that much. The shade looks like it's pretty good right now, but I feel like I can already see that it's oxidizing. Okay, so beauty blender on this side. Right off the bat with the sponge, I wouldn't say it's full coverage, but that might just be because I'm using a sponge. I would say it's like a light medium. You can still definitely see like my freckles through that layer. It looks pretty natural on the skin. I'm gonna try the brush on the other side of my face, and that was like 1 full pump. So I'm gonna take the Sigma Flat Top Kabuki. I don't really like the brush. I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it looks really streaky. But first impressions, it's really easy to blend out. It just looks really patchy with the brush, and I definitely can see where those reviews are coming from. It doesn't look good with the brush. So I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Blender again and try and fix this. So everything looks fine on my forehead, but the rest of my face, it looks kind of dry, to be honest. I'm gonna try and go in with one more layer just to see how it builds up. It doesn't look bad from far away. It looks okay. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with one more pump, and I'm gonna put that just on areas that I want more coverage. So after the second layer, I feel like I like it a lot better. I wouldn't say it's full coverage though. I would say it's medium to full. You can still see like some of my like freckles right here and still like some of the hyperpigmentation under my skin. This shade is pretty good. On camera it looks pretty yellow, but in person I would say it's more neutral, like a neutral undertone. And it definitely looks like I have makeup on in person. It doesn't look like skin really. It looks like I have foundation on. Feels a little bit tacky, but not too much. Feel like I definitely want to set it. It's not super matte, as you can see. It has like some luminosity to it. There's a little bit of like dewiness. That might be because of the sponge. I definitely did not like it with the brush. It was leaving like brush marks all over my face and it just looked patchy. So I like it with the Beauty Blender more for sure. I don't know, my pores don't look the best, but they don't look terrible. It looks kind of dry around my nose, if you guys can tell. I think right now I'm kind of iffy. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will be back to show you guys what it looks like once everything is done. All right, so all of my makeup is on. I have on the Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Capri Coast. I have on Tarte's Exposed Amazonian Clay Blush. And then I have on the Casey Holmes Spotlight Palette, the Pearl Palette. And I set my face with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. So everything seems to have blended nicely on the skin. I'll give you guys a little bit of a close-up. I mean, in person, like I said, it definitely looks like I have foundation on. It doesn't look natural by any means, but it looks pretty good on the skin from what I can see. So I am gonna be heading out pretty soon, and I will show you guys what it looks like out in natural lighting, but it is a little gloomy today, so I don't know if you're gonna be able to get like an accurate representation of what the shade looks like. So far, it feels set. Doesn't feel like it's moving. It feels very lightweight on the skin. I don't feel it. And I don't know, I'm not wowed by the foundation right now, if you can't tell. We'll see. I will keep you guys updated throughout the day on what it looks like. I'm gonna get my hairstylist's opinion on what my makeup looks like today, so we'll see what he says. So I forgot to update you guys the time it was when I finished my makeup. It was like 9:30 in the morning, and right now it's about 10:15. So, like I said, I'm going to be updating you guys throughout the day. I don't know if you guys can even see me. Hopefully you guys can see in this lighting that the color is like pretty good for me. Matches pretty well. It's not too dark, it's not too light. The undertone might be a little bit off, but it's not terrible. It looks pretty good. So, I'm on my way to West Hollywood right now, and I will check in with you guys in a little bit.
Till I get up. Time is better.
The video is?
Oh.
So what do you think of it? Does it look cakey?
I don't think so, no. How do you feel
But it
about
doesn't look natural, right? Like it looks like foundation.
It does look like foundation,
Okay.
yeah.
But it doesn't look bad.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Is it, what type is it?
It's Natasha Denona. It's a new foundation.
Okay.
Like she's like a super high-end brand in Sephora. Like her eyeshadow palettes are like over $200.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy.
I haven't tried them, but the foundation is $45, so it's more on my budget.
Yeah.
But I'm trying it out today.
What do you think of it?
I think it looks okay. It's not terrible. I think it,
I actually really like it. I feel like it makes your skin look like perfectly even and like nice.
so it's not bad. Okay. All right. So I just got done with my hair. Sorry, the lighting is like terrible on here. I'm in a parking structure, but it is now, let's see what time it is. It's 12:37, so the foundation's been on for like 3 hours. When I have better lighting, I will give you guys a better update because you can see there's a little bit of oil in there. Oh, here you go. You guys can kind of see. I'm a little shiny. But that's all so far. So I'm back home and I don't know if you guys can tell, but the foundation definitely looks radiant. It's a little bit more glowy than I personally like, and I don't normally touch up throughout the day, so I don't want to touch up. I want to see how oily this is gonna get, and it does look a little heavy. I don't know if that's because I put 2 layers of the foundation on, but it looks heavy on my skin in person. I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up or not, but that's where we're at so far. It just looks heavy. Doesn't look terrible, but it's not my favorite right now. I don't know. We still have some time. It's 1:24 right now, so foundation's been on since 9:30. It's been almost 4 hours. And I think I'm gonna leave it on for like 8 hours. We'll see. But I'm just gonna be inside the rest of the day, maybe edit the video that I have going up this weekend, and then I'll do a final check-in later tonight at the 8-hour mark. So I will see you guys at that time. Okay, we are back looking better than ever. Just kidding. So it's been 8 hours that I've had the foundation on. Now 4:31. If you guys can see that. And it's been on for 8 hours. So at this point in the day, I just want to wash my face and take this off. It's definitely oily, but because the lights are so bright, it is going to make the foundation look a lot more oily than it would normally. Overall, it held up on my skin for sure. It's not breaking up anywhere. It doesn't look like it is, at least. Maybe around my nose just because I've been like rubbing a little bit, but overall, everything is still on. Like my blush and bronzer are still on and my highlight. It's not breaking up really anywhere. It hasn't separated. It's just oily. I don't remember if it said that it was supposed to be long lasting. So let's review. It says that it is a long lasting, full coverage, radiant foundation that doesn't set into fine lines and leaves the skin with a naturally radiant, flawless finish. I agree with all the claims except for the long lasting part. Like I've had this on for 8 hours and I even wore a mattifying primer with it, and you guys can see how oily it is. But on the flip side of that, it is a radiant foundation, which yes, it is. If you like a glowy foundation, you would probably love this. However, if you have oily skin and you don't like a radiant finish, then you probably won't like this. If you have dry skin, however, I think you would probably really like this because it has a radiant finish and doesn't feel dry on the skin whatsoever. It was comfortable all day. The only thing that I don't like about it right now at this point, because it's oily, I can feel it on my skin and I want to take it off. But overall, I don't think it's terrible. I just don't think it's as long lasting as the claim says. I mean, all it says is it's long lasting. It doesn't specify how many hours it's gonna last for, but I would say right after the 4-hour check-in time is when it started to just start like feeling a little gross on the face. So maybe I have to use a different primer with it. Maybe it's just the weather today. This is only the first time I've worn it. So I will keep wearing it and I will update you guys if I have any other way that I wear it with any other different primers, and I will let you know. But right now, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I like it, but it's not going to be something that I wear for an 8-hour shift at work because I'll look like a grease ball at the end of the day. I like that I can look a little bit more glowy at the beginning of the day. I don't like looking this glowy, but at the beginning of the day when I first put it on, it looked pretty good. And my hairdresser said it looked good too. I might have persuaded him. I don't know if the way I was talking made him just say that, but I think in person it looks good. So I think that's all I have to say. For $45, I think if you have dry skin, it would be worth it. If you have oily skin, I think I would get a sample of it first and try it out that way before you spend the money on it, just to make sure that you like it and you don't end up like a grease ball like I am. So yeah, that's gonna be it for the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and I will know that you like it, and I will continue to film more videos this way. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!